Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and thanks for joining us for today's video. Really appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about spawning bluegills. I'm actually here on the lake and I found a couple bluegill beds here, and we're going to show you what a bluegill bed looks like, and then we're going to give you all some tips and advice on how to take advantage of that, because the month of really May, June, and July are prime areas to target spawning bluegill, the bass that come in to feed on those bluegill. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. Also, guys, just a big thank you. I just want to just give everybody a big, round of gratitude for everybody that's been using my tackle warehouse link and my solar bat links in the description of the video. If you guys do that, you're really helping out to support the fishing teacher here. So big thank you to everybody that's been using and bookmarking that link. And also don't forget about our Father's Day sale on my RB3 series, Solar Bat series sunglasses. You can get anything on the Solar Bat website throughout the month till June 23rd, I think it is. 25% off prescription sunglasses, my sunglasses, anything on the website. So I'll put all that in the video description. Really appreciate that. Okay guys, first of all, I'm gonna turn the camera around. I'm gonna show you what these bluegill beds look like, and then we're gonna have a little conversation on how to take advantage of it. So here we go. Okay guys, here's a prime example of an area that's got some bluegill beds in it. Now, there might be some glare on the water in the camera, but see these light spots here, like that light spot there, that light spot there. There's one over there, light spot there, little light spot there. There were some bluegills on here when I pulled up here, but I spooked them off. But guys, this is what you need to look for. Now, you're gonna find these type of areas in the back of the coves. Anywhere that you go in a lake, that you just go to the back of the coves where the areas are flat and shallow like this. And in the month of May, June, and July, you're gonna see these beds in the area over there. And this is what you need to look for. They're gonna be real visible like this. Sometimes they're like in a big circle. You may have 15 or 20 or 30 of them in just a big area. There's just a couple right through here. But sometimes they spawn just like with hundreds of them in one area. And this is the thing that brings those fish in, that brings those bass in shallow and keeps them shallow all year long. So when you're looking at beds here, this is about the typical size of a bluegill bed. It's about as big as a big, pie plate or something like that. Okay guys, here's what you need to look for, and here's how you take advantage of these bluegill spawning. Now, the thing about bluegill spawning, it's not like a bass where they just come in like in the month of April and spawn. Bluegill will spawn all summer long. In fact, they will have multiple spawns, and as long as that water temperature is over like 70 degrees, which it usually starts getting into there in May, they will spawn all summer long, and they'll spawn even up into August and September sometimes. I've seen them. And this is why you've got a percentage of the bass in any lake that lives shallow, even in the summertime of the year. Now, how you want to take advantage of this is these fish that live and feed on bluegills, they're living in that water that's 2 to 3 feet deep, even in the heat of the summer, simply to feed on bluegills. And it's not like they just run up there and eat every bluegill they see. I've watched them and I've studied them. And it's like, there may be a 3 or 4 pound bass that uses like the back end of a cove as his territory. And once in a while, like once every 2 or 3 days, he'll just swim up there into that area that he knows the bluegills are spawning. He'll grab him a nice bluegill, and that'll hold him over for 2 or 3 days. It's not like they go up there and just eat everything that's there. So here's how you want to take advantage of it as far as the best way to catch them on that. It's all about topwater fishing. Now, there's 2 primary lures that are going to actually be more productive than anything else when you're fishing for these bass that are feeding on bluegills. Number 1 is a small prop bait. Little prop topwater lure. I'll link some of the topwaters I'm talking about in the description of the video in my tackle warehouse link. But the prop baits are going to be really good, and also some type of a walking topwater like a Zara spook. So if I know exactly where the bass or the bluegills are bedding out, like if all the bluegills are like bedding in the back end of a cove, I like to use that prop bait because I can fish it slow. I don't have to cover much water. But sometimes on some lakes that don't have a lot of coves, those bluegills will just bed anywhere on the flat banks all through the lake, and you have to cover water to find them. And that's when I like to take a walking topwater like that Megabass Diamante, Zara spook, and I just get into those areas where I think the bass may have spawned, in April or early May, and I just cover water with that walking topwater, throwing it right to the bank. Color doesn't really matter. You don't have to use a perch pattern or anything like that, but just cover water with that walking topwater, throw it right up on the bank and try to fish it down into 2 or 3 feet of water. And there's been a lot of tournaments won, guys. In fact, there's got lakes like Lake Washita, Arkansas, or any lake across the country. It's a tournament winning pattern when you can get on that spawning bluegill bite. Also, if you have a lake that has got a little bit dirtier water, say for example, you can't see the beds that good, the bluegills are still spawning there, you just can't see them. So start fishing those same type of areas in the back of those coves and use like a swim jig. A swim jig is a really good area in some type of a bluegill pattern to catch those fish that are feeding on spawning bluegills. But anyway, guys, if you don't like to get out there and fish deep all summer and spotlight for bass, get up into these shallow areas, put you on a topwater swim jig, and you can catch a good bag of fish doing that. So hope it helps. We'll see you.